This is Yankees baseball on My 9.
It's Friday night in New York City, and the greatest rivalry in sports is on tap. It is time for baseball as My 9 presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Boston Red Sox in the first of three from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball, along with Kenny Singleton and David Cohn. I'm Michael Kay. Yankees had a good series against the Texas Rangers. They took 3 out of 4, but yesterday they had a chance to sweep, but they just fell short. Yeah, the game had a vibe about it. The Yankees actually came back in the 6th inning. Their bats had been dormant until this base hit by Russell Martin puts the Yankees in front 5-4. Casey McGee scores, but the Texas Rangers are the highest scoring team in the league. They come right back in the 7th. A base hit off Jabba Chamberlain by Craig Gentry puts the Rangers back in front 7-5. They went on to win the game by a score of 10-6. Nothing for the Yankees to hang their heads about, though. Take a look at what they've done in the last 9 games. They're 7-2, averaging about 6.5 runs a game. Batting average of 300. Home runs, they belted 12 of them. The ERA a little high, but that was inflated after yesterday's game. Speaking of pitching, tonight's pitching matchup brought to you by Mazda. We believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. Franklin Morales will go for the Red Sox, 3-3, good ERA. Phil Hughes for the Yankees, 11-10 with a 4.44. And David, he's got to pitch better than he did in Toronto.
Well, yeah, you know, a lot of talk about Phil Hughes and his change of style, but that's all predicated on his fastball getting to where it needs to get. Not over the yard, but down in the catcher's mitt on the corners, and that's the thing about Phil. Everything's off the fastball. If he can't locate that fastball, nothing else is going to work, especially the hanging curveballs. And maybe you should walk that guy too. Encarnacion has had a great year, but Hughes has got to get better command of that fastball.
Now, this is a very big series for the Red Sox. Bobby Valentine has struggled in his first year at the helm. It has not been a good year. We'll hear from him in just a moment. Boy, that look says it all. We'll be back. We head to this series. There's been a lot of conjecture about Bobby Valentine's job security. Yesterday on Boston radio station WEEI, John Dennis asked Larry Lucchino, the Red Sox president, will Bobby Valentine unequivocally remain as manager for the rest of the year? Lucchino simply said yes. About an hour ago before the game, Bobby Valentine was asked how tough the season has been.
It's been a real challenging year, yeah. A lot of things going on. I don't know if it's more than I expected, but it's been challenging. I do like the challenge, and I think there have been a lot of gains made, but you know the record isn't what it should be.
No, it is not, and the Red Sox might be running out of time. Bobby Valentine said this is a very big series. The stars are the same. We'll see what happens. Lineup first pitch baseball next on My 9. by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. By Chase. Take a step forward with Chase Quick Pay by sending money as easily as sending an email. And by Verizon Fios. Introducing Verizon Fios Quantum Speed. Internet twice as fast as anything America has ever seen. Some threatening clouds overhead. There is some rain in the forecast, but we're hoping that we will get this game in without a delay. Phil Hughes is on the mound taking his warm-ups. Yankees are right behind him as they've taken the field. The Red Sox underachieving so far this year. This is their starting lineup. Brought to you by Infinity, luxury cars that deliver inspired performance. Jacoby Ellsbury in center field will lead off. Batting second and playing left field, Carl Crawford. Dustin Pedroia at second base will hit third. Adrian Gonzalez, the first baseman, cleans up. Batting fifth and DHing Cody Ross. Jared Saltalamacchia will catch. He'll bat sixth. Batting seventh and playing shortstop, Mike Aviles. Scott Posednik in right field will bat eighth. And batting ninth, the guy who's beaten the Yankees twice this year, walk-off hits, the third baseman, Pedro Siriaco.
Well, on the mound for the Yankees, it's Phil Hughes, a 26-year-old right-hander, 3-6 in his career against the Boston Red Sox. Those are his numbers this season, 11-10 in 23 starts. You can see more than a hit per inning. Opponents batting average 268. Let's check out the New York Yankees pitcher scatter report brought to you by Acura. Acura Advanced. Third time a charm. The last two starts for Phil Hughes have been on the road. He has pitched much better at Yankee Stadium this season. He's on the mound tonight at Yankee Stadium. Maybe the third one is the winner. Lefty-righty split, somewhat different than you might expect. He handles the left-handed batters just fine, barely over 200. It's the right-handed batters that have given him problems, well over 300. And he's got a career-high 27 home runs allowed this year, albeit most of them are solo shots.
All right, the Red Sox are 3-6 against the Yankees this year. And Bobby Valentine said earlier today, we've got to start making things happen. Red Sox are far off the pace in the American League East and even in the wild card. So Jacoby Ellsbury digs in. Hughes is ready. Everybody takes a deep breath and let's do it here in the Bronx. The first pitch is a strike and we are underway. Home plate umpire Paul Emmel with a weird strike call. I apologize. Like he just had a spasm, but that's a strike call. The 0-1. Strike two.
Well, David, you were talking about moving the fastball to the corners. Had one and low and away for a strike, one over the inside corner for a strike. Both sides of the plate. If he can do that consistently during the night, keep it out of the middle of the plate, he should be just fine.
Yeah, you know, four-seam pitchers have to pitch to lanes, almost like a bowler. You find the inside corner lane, you find the outside corner.
Count 1-2.
Mixed in a changeup.
The 1-2. Punched out towards short. Nix is there. One away. Take a look at the Yankee defense behind Phil Hughes. In the outfield, it's Ichiro, Granderson, and Jones left to right. Now, if we told you in August the left side of the Yankee infield would be McGee and Nix, you would say things aren't too good for the team. Things are great. They have the best record in the American League. Then it's Cano and Swisher on the right side, Martin behind the plate, and Phil Hughes is on the mound. Here's Carl Crawford. 0-1.
Another changeup. That's been a pretty good pitch. You saw Ellsbury ground out to shortstop on a change. Fastball changeup. Hasn't thrown a curveball yet. If that's working, it could be a good night for Phil Hughes.
0-2.
That could explain the lefty-righty splits that you had in your scouting report. That's another weapon that he doesn't use against right-handed batters. Rarely will you see Hughes throw a changeup to a right-handed batter.
The 0-2. 1-2. Both Ellsbury and Crawford have missed so much time, but they've been back in the lineup, and that still has not spurred the Red Sox onto a big winning streak. As Crawford chases a high fastball for the second out. Tonight's closed captioning brought to you by Lexus. The Golden Opportunity Sales Event is here.
Tony, you worked him over, didn't he?
He did work him over, finished with a little upchuck to boogie, up the ladder. This is where Phil Hughes will get his swings and misses. Above the letters. You see Carl Crawford late and under that four-seamer.
was Dustin Pedroia, celebrating his 29th birthday today.
He's been celebrating a little early because he's been on a hot streak lately. 11-game hitting streak.
Big cut. 0-2.
Well, Michael, that rain you talked about has arrived.
Yeah, it's starting to come down, and the fans are starting to run for cover. Coming down pretty hard, too. And it's the worst case scenario for the Yankees because Phil Hughes is on the mound, and he started to pitch. And let's say it's a long rain delay. I don't know if you could bring Hughes back out.
Well, the good news is he's only thrown 11 pitches if they decide to stop the game or maybe halt it after this top of the first. Or maybe they're hoping it's just a passing shower for now.
Danny Cunningham knows, Yankees head groundskeeper. Driven out into center field. Long run for Granderson, and he makes the play for the final out. Beautiful catch by Curtis Granderson as the Red Sox go down in order. Boston nothing, and the Yankees coming back. The Yankees will take their turns against Franklin Morales. Here's the Yankees starting lineup brought to you by McDonald's. Try McDonald's McDouble on the dollar menu. I'm loving it. The captain, the DH, Derek Jeter, will lead off. Batting second, playing first base, Nick Swisher. Robinson Cano, the second baseman, will hit third. Cleaning up right fielder Andrew Jones. Casey McGee at third base will bat fifth. Batting sixth, playing center field, Curtis Granderson. Russell Martin catches. He'll bat seventh. The number 8 hitter is the shortstop, Jason Nix. Ichiro Suzuki in left field will bat ninth.
Well, Franklin Morales has worked both as a starter and as a reliever for the Boston Red Sox. Tonight, starting role, he's 1-1 in his career against the Yankees. Those are his numbers. This will be his 8th start of the year. 3-3, 3.29. You can see impressive 70 strikeouts in 68 and third innings. Here's the Red Sox pitcher scouting report brought to you by Lexus. The Golden Opportunity Sales Event is here. His road ERA is excellent. 1.86. He's done his best pitching away from Fenway Park. Almost nothing left. That means he hasn't given up a home run to a left-handed hitter this year. And the batting average is under 200 for left-handed batters. And fireworks at Fenway. Back on July 7th, the Yankees hit 4 home runs against Franklin Morales on the way to a 6-1 win. 2 of them by Andrew Jones.
So Derek Jeter's ready. He carries a 12-game hitting streak into this game. And there's a strike.
In a situation like this, if I'm a hitter, and I know the rain's coming down, they're trying to get the game, an official game, anything close, better be swinging.
Now it looks like it's stopped for a moment. Definitely has that just rained smell in the air right now. The 1-1. Hit sharply to short. Aviles is there. 1 out. Yeah, I saw the Yankee lineup and the guy coming up to the plate. First, let's take a look at the defense for the Red Sox. Crawford, Ellsbury, and Prasednik left to right. Siriaco, Aviles, Pedroia, and Gonzalez third to first. Saltalamacchia behind the plate. Morales is on the mound. Nick Swisher is the first baseman tonight. Mark Teixeira's out. He's Been having some trouble with that left wrist. Had a cortisone shot a couple of weeks ago. They've been managing it, so they're not overly concerned, but he is not in there today, which I'm sure he's a little bit down about since he has 18 RBIs against the Red Sox this year.
Wow.
Count 1-1.
David, we were talking before the game about Morales and why maybe he has struggled at Fenway Park because of his style of pitching. He's basically a hard four-seam fastball pitcher. You think about all the Red Sox pitchers they've had in the past, their left-handers have all been sinker ballers, keeping the ball hit towards center field. Pitchers like John Tudor, Bill Lee, Bruce Hurst, they all had good sinking fastballs, and that's how you keep the ball away from the wall in left field.
Two 2-2.
That's a pitch that can help him right there. A little 83-mile-an-hour changeup there. And you're right, Kenny. I mean, Morales is kind of bounced back and forth between relief and the rotation, good arm action, and down right over the middle of the plate. The Red Sox won him in the rotation. They finally got him back in there. This is probably a good spot for him, but he's going to need to develop that particular pitch.
2-2. Lofted to right field. And it's out of play. That's how it breaks down. 7 starts, 3.35 ERA. And as a reliever, 28 games, a 3.23 ERA. He's been very consistent.
He's tough to hit. It's, home runs have been a problem, and primarily, of course, all by right-handed hitters.
Serve the other way, and slices foul. New York Yankees baseball is broadcast in Spanish. That's right. It's available by hitting the SAP button on your television. And SAP is brought to you by Toyota. Hurry in for big savings during Toyota's nationwide clearance event going on now. Two. Squibb the other way, and Squibb foul. That had a pool cue feel to it.
That was somewhat of an emergency swing by Nick Swisher.
Hand on the side of the ball. See the tumbling effect. Swisher out in front, actually, and then tries to readjust and gets it off the end of the bat.
The 2-2. That one's driven deep to left. There it goes. See ya. A solo shot for Nick Swisher. Yankees on the board. They lead 1-0.
Some sort of off-speed pitch that Nick Swisher got into. That ball got out of here in a hurry. Swisher was one of the players that hit a home run off Morales at Fenway Park on July 7th. In fact, he hit the first one. The first of 4. So Swish has doubled up on Morales this year.
Here's Cano. Big cut for Cano. Count 0-1. Cano did not start the previous 2 games with a stiff neck, but he did pinch hit in yesterday's game and walked. Rain starting to come down again here in the Bronx.
Yeah, Swisher, by the way, has now scored at least 1 run and driven in a run in 6 straight games. So he's been on fire.
Yeah, batting both ways too. Getting that right-handed stroke going too. That's what makes him so valuable in the 2-hole. That I like this lineup. The Yankees are featuring much better. Jeter leading off and Swisher in the 2-hole. Swisher swinging well from both sides of the plate.
Cano's been slumping of late. 1 hit in his last 15 at bats. He's down 0-2 in the count here. Strike 3. Cano down looking.
Anything close. take a look. And Robbie probably thought this was a little low. I don't know. It had enough of the plate, that's for sure. It's just a matter of whether it's high enough over the knee. We'll watch it again from the side angle. Yeah, that's high enough. And that is strike 3. But as I said, in this situation, you got to know that anything close is probably going to be called a strike.
Andrew Jones swings and misses. Jones slumping lately as well. 3 for his last 21, but he did have that big home run yesterday. Grounded to third. Siriaco. And that will do it here in the first. But Nick Swisher has given the Yankees the lead. Crushes one to left field. The 17th homer of the year as we go to the second. It's 1-0 Yanks. Brings us to our league leaders, brought to you by the new New York. Adrian Gonzalez with 141 hits, tied with Cano for third most in the American League. Derek Jeter's first. Miguel Cabrera is second.
Gonzalez has been on a roll lately. He leads all major league hitters in runs batted in since the All-Star break. 37.
1-0. Yankees lead on the scoreboard, which is brought to you by the 2012 Buick Verano. Experience Buick, luxury as it should be. He's also hitting an AL best 378 since the All-Star break. Popped up. Russell Martin's the only one who sees it, and he makes the play. Casey McGee just gave up on it. Phil Hughes stepped away, and Russell Martin kept backpedaling and finally made the dive and the catch.
Yeah, you can. McGee acted as though he couldn't see it, but Russell Martin thinking there might be a flag on the play as he makes a tremendous catch. Catchers usually do not roam that far out. He was actually about even with the mound as he hauls this one in and somehow hangs on. Yeah, he's expecting to be called off by somebody.
Well, I could tell you what McGee saw, because when the ball went up, I lost it. The color of the sky right now, you lose the baseball, and McGee just did not see it. And you can see he spread his arms out. Where is it? That's where it was.
What a play.
Cody Ross takes inside. It's 1-1.
Not to mention the big raindrops hitting you right in the eyeball trying to make that play.
The rain has a tendency to be coming down at a different speed, and the glare of the lights illuminates the raindrops. So all the infielders are hoping for ground balls right now.
After the catch, it's a wow. And it's been a tough rain because it changes in intensity, so it's not as if you can get used to it. Right now, it doesn't seem like it's raining. Foul back. Now barely a drizzle. Trying to close the umbrella. It will not. Listen, that one's driven out to right field and deep. But it's caught by Jones for the second out.
Cody Ross has had himself a very good year for the Red Sox. Primarily, he's done the job against left-handed pitching. .330 against lefties. And 11 of his 18 home runs against lefties. He's been a lefty killer during the course of his career.
Here's Jared Saltalamacchia, the catcher. Not a good batting average, but 20 home runs, 47 ribbies. Count 1-0.
Kind of see that with Ichiro playing left field and Andrew Jones in right, kind of the theory here at this Yankee Stadium that you have more ground to cover in left. Ichiro obviously with more range at this point in his career than Andrew Jones has, so that's where you're going to see this guy in left field, especially when the Yankees stop with all the way station DH lineups and put their A lineup in there down the stretch and excuse me, in the postseason. Ichiro's going to cover that ground in left field.
That's why I played right field there at Yankee Stadium. Although I played a few games in left, and I'm telling you, I did not like it. First of all, you had to deal with the sun in the day games. Another good changeup. It's been an effective pitch for Phil Hughes in the early going here.
Two. Swing and a miss. 3 up, 3 down for Hughes. We go to the bottom of the second. Casey McGee will lead it off. Yankees lead 1-0. And which team do you take more pleasure in beating? Is it the Red Sox or is it the Mets? Text A or B to 70377 or go to my9tv.com. Find out the results right after the game. It's Take on Russ, brought to you by Toyota. He managed them both. So he's been the enemy twice.
Tough year for Bobby Valentine and the Red Sox. They've already got 61 losses. And I always felt when when you get to 60 losses, that's when you have to start worrying about that. You're starting to run out of time.
Just 44 games left. Not counting tonight.
1-1. I was talking to Bobby today. I said a lot of people think, you can see the Buick scoreboard, 1-0 Yankees, that you've aged 15 years since the beginning of the season. And he said, yeah, I've heard that too. He goes, I actually think I look terrific. I don't know what people are saying. He said, I have a nice short haircut. How can people? I said, look, he said, I am older. He said, but I don't think I've aged 15 years.
You ever see the presidents at the beginning of their first term,
yes.
and then the 4 years later, or if they imagine 2 terms, how they look after 2 terms in office?
It's a tough job.
It's a tough job.
Now, this is Bobby when he was introduced to the media at the beginning of the year, okay? Got some color in the hair. Now it's gone. So he has aged a bit. He works out. He rides his bike to work every day, but it's a tough job. That's a tough city. Oh, what a play by Siriaco. To his feet. 1 away.
Now, Siriaco had been groomed in the minor leagues to be a shortstop. On this particular play, he becomes an excellent third baseman. A rocket shot off the bat of McGee, hauled in, and then the throw had plenty of time. Gets it across the diamond to Gonzalez, and there's 1 out. Casey McGee, you hit a ball like your feelings get hurt. You hit a ball like that, you figure, I got to get a hit.
Hey, what? Casey McGee getting a lot of good swings in his playing time. Sirocco robs him.
Granderson takes high. Granderson is 0 for his last 14 and 1 for his last 22. Not anymore. See ya. Bullet home run into the lower deck. A solo shot for Granderson. 2-0 Yankees.
I mentioned almost nothing left. The left-handed hitters have not done well against Morales. This is the first home run by a lefty against Morales this year. And it's a bullet off the bat of Curtis Granderson. It's right down the middle, wasn't going.
Yeah, he's trying to come inside. Did not get it there.
What did Michael say? 0 for his last 14?
Yep, 0 for his last 14, 1 for 22.
Now he's 1 for his last 1. That's the way hitters look at it.
Pitch is high to Russell Martin.
Forget all that other stuff. You're going to have ups and downs during the course of the year.
Start a new streak.
2 hits, 2 home runs for the Yankees.
Driven out to right field. Giving Chase Pasednik on the track at the wall. See ya. The Yankees go back to back. 2 solo blasts. It's 3-0 Bombers.
This is starting to have that Fenway Park feel. I think the 3 of us did that game. Morales gave up 3 home runs in the first 3 innings. I gave up 4 home runs in the first 3 innings. He's given up 10 all year, and 7 of them to the Yankees.
It is coming down. That's not a good look for Danny Cunningham. Now he's going to go out and talk with Gary Darling, and he knows the forecast, and we keep hearing there's rain in Jersey. Well, there's rain here in the Bronx too. The Old Mound pitching conference that's broken up. 10th time this year the Yankees have gone back-to-back. So 3 home runs by the Yankees on this rainy Friday night, and here's Jason Nix. 1-0.
You see the look that Morales gave to the short porch. Flips could kill. I haven't seen so many pitchers take a look out at that wall in right field.
It's like a reverse Fenway Park. Short porch in left field, and the Green Monster, of course. Up in Boston.
Little thunder and lightning.
Yeah, Swisher, Granderson, and Martin.
Now the home plate umpire, Paul Emmel, is going to call the ground crew out to take care of the mound. Rain like this, David, how tough is it out there on the mound?
Very tough. You can see there it's getting pretty sticky, and when you're trying to throw a ball 95 miles an hour like Morales does, and you hit your heel down on the ground and it slips, you're in serious jeopardy of injuring either your arm or your legs. Even with metal spikes, the mud can give out. It gets a little slippery out there.
Kind of a sloppy night. It's going to be that way as they try to get this one in. And tomorrow afternoon, don't miss Game 2 of this Yankees-Red Sox series. And that's on our sister station, Fox 5, starting at 3:30 p.m. Then on Tuesday, the Bombers return to My 9 with a trip to Chicago to face the White Sox, and that's at 8 p.m. Yankees-Red Sox tomorrow at 3:30 on Fox 5, and Yankees-White Sox Tuesday at 8 here on My 9. As we watch them take care of the mound, we'll also take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, which is brought to you by Audi Truth in Engineering. So they put that drying agent on the mound and also around home plate, and as with most agents, they soak up about 10% of the moisture.
That's a tough agent. Wow. I hope this agent has a higher percentage. I knew there was something about it. I miss working with you.
Hey, while we're waiting, congratulations. You're a second-time grandpa.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Kenley.
Yeah, Kenley. How about that? I didn't expect it. When we first got to the hospital on Tuesday in New Jersey, the baby hadn't been named yet. We went out to lunch and came back, and we walked by the board where they'd written the baby's name, and I asked my daughter-in-law, well, have you figured out the name yet? She said, look at the board. And I looked at the board, and a tear came to my eye. It was just really nice.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Little Kenley Singleton.
Yeah. She's a sweetheart.
Joe's got a shawl on as the rain continues to fall.
I had a nice talk with Joe before the game, and I heard you guys the other day talking about the Steven Strasburg situation with the Nationals. And I talked with Joe before the game, and he said maybe they should have started him later in the season. You know, kept him down in spring training, and then, you know, thinking if they had a chance this year, but maybe they didn't know. You know, they just didn't know what was going to happen with their team. You know, the Nationals have the best record in baseball. So maybe just start him up in May, and then you can continue throughout the remainder of the season. Well, right now it's a tough situation if they're going to shut him down, and he won't be able to pitch in the postseason when it really means something.
Yeah, you know what? We've talked about it a lot, but, you know, Strasburg's line tells me all I need to know. You're going to have to rip the ball out of my bloody hand to get me not to pitch.
Yeah, well, that looks like that's the way it's going to be, unfortunately.
Lightning overhead here at the stadium. And it looks like the mound is in pretty good shape. Nix is getting ready. Yankees with 3 home runs already. And there's a strike, 2-1. Right now the rain is tapered off, the 2-1. 2-2.
By the way, it's the second time this year that the Yankees have taken Morales back to back. In Boston, it was Nix and Andrew Jones who did it.
And Nix down looking for the second out. And that's going to bring up Ichiro Suzuki. Hitting .269 overall, but he's hitting .303 as a Yankee. He's done a nice job for the Yanks. His last 8 games, he's 9 for 18. And a strike.
Getting another start versus a tough lefty as well. Obviously with Teixeira out of the lineup.
Well, he brings defense and speed to the Yankee lineup. someone to patrol that vast left and left center field here at the stadium.
Hey, the Yankees hoped that when they got him that he'd be reinvigorated, he'd be tossed into a pennant race, put on the Yankee uniform, and well, he's about 260 as a Mariner, and he's done a pretty nice job here. Is he ever going to be the Ichiro of 8 years ago? How many players are? That was an all-time great. But he could still be a productive player. So far, he has been. High fly ball center field. And that will do it. But the Yankees get 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left. And the hits were long balls. On a night with thunder and lightning, the Yankees, 2 thunderous blasts. It's 3-0 as we go to the 3rd. Red Sox Yankee games for complete post-game coverage with Tri-State Ford Extra Innings. Get comprehensive insight and analysis from the network that knows the Yankees best. It's Tri-State Ford Extra Innings. It's our post-game show only on Yes. Tomorrow it's on Fox. Sunday night it's on ESPN. Game's over. Boom. Right to Yes, and you got yourself post-game coverage.
John Madden right there.
Yeah. 6 up, 6 down for Phil Hughes as Mike Aviles will dig in. And there's a strike. 3 solo home runs for the Yankees, and that's the offense. Pitch outside. 1-1. Straight back.
In spring training, Aviles and Siriaco were battling for the shortstop job. Now with the injury to rookie Will Middlebrooks, they're both playing on the left side of the infield. Middlebrooks out with a fractured hand or wrist. And that's a shame because that youngster is having a pretty good year. Replacing Euclid at third.
Yeah, Middlebrooks, he pushed Euclid right to Chicago.
2-2.
You know, all of the teams in the Eastern Division have had to deal with injury problems during the course of this year. So it's, I think it's the team that can best deal with that situation. The Red Sox have put 25 players on the DL this year. Of course, everybody knows what the Yankees have gone through. You can see the standings right now. The Blue Jays may have been hurt more than anybody.
Base hit by Aviles, the first base runner for the Red Sox.
They had their pitching staff decimated. And you can see the standings right now. The Yankees 6 over the Orioles and the Rays. The Red Sox 12.5 behind. And it's not so much they're 12.5 behind. It's what's going on the periphery with the team. Just the problems they've had all season long. that have, I wouldn't say completely driven them to 12.5 games behind, but they've certainly 12.5 games behind. When you're not winning enough, I mean, there's a lot of smoke going on with the Red Sox. And unfortunately, in this business, when there's enough smoke, eventually there's fire. So
right back to Hughes. He throws it away. Wet baseball, couldn't get a grip. He threw it away, and the Red Sox have runners on first and third. So from 2 outs, nobody on. Now you got a jam.
Killer. And just can't get it out. You see on the transfer, he just couldn't get it out. And that's probably one you should have pulled back in and gone back to first base. Right there, you can see his whole hands on the ball. Still tries to throw it, ends up with a lawn dart.
looked like he juggled it on the transfer, and you're right, didn't have the grip.
Pitch is high.
Hard one to shake off when you're on the mound, you know.
That's Posednik with, you know, he steals a lot of bases, has in his career, and that's a guard for his hands if he's sliding head first. Siriaco, like a lot of young hitters, very aggressive. He's had 98 at bats and only 2 base on balls. I think if you get the 2 strikes, you might be able to pass him with that high fastball.
Does Hughes have to battle disappointment now, being angry at himself, David, for doing that?
You got to shake it off. I mean, it's easy to have a carryover effect here. He's back even in the count, 1-1 here. But yes, I mean, the best pitchers are the ones who can shake it off quickly.
That was a thumb biter.
Siriaco against the Yankees this year, 11 for 22, 6 ribbies, 7 runs scored, and he's won 2 games with game-winning hits.
What, if this was a golf course, the horn would be blaring right now, Kenny, because with the lightning in the area, it must feel like it's pretty far enough away at this point. We've seen a couple of bolts.
I'm telling you, if I'm a pitcher, I don't feel comfortable. You're on the highest point of the field. I mean, stand on that mound out there. Coach, you ever feel that way?
Stand on the mound with steel spikes.
Yeah.
They need to come to an agreement, so Russell Martin will go out and talk with Phil Hughes. Follow the Yankees with the MLB.com @BAT12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text that BAT to 31826 or visit Yankees.com for details. The 1-2. Hits slowly to short. There's one. Not in time, and a run scores. So an RBI for Siriaco. Red Sox on the board at 3-1 Yanks.
Siriaco showed us he can get down the line and pick himself up a run batted in on the forced play at second. Most hitters in this league, that would have been a double play ball. But you can see it wasn't even close at first base.
Let's see, 1, 2, and 3 hops. Too much for the speedy Siriaco.
Two and 0. Now 3 and 0. Ellsbury grounded to short in the first inning. There's a strike.
Yeah, Ellsbury last night in the game at Baltimore had a streak broken. He had a 38-game hitting streak against the Baltimore Orioles, which since 1900 is the second longest streak by one player against one team. And the last one, the first longest, wasn't that long ago. Vladimir Guerrero against his Texas Rangers had a 44-game hitting streak against Texas. That's the longest since 1900. One player against one team.
Funny how that works, right? You just get a feeling. I got that feeling pitching in some ballparks every now and then. Just felt comfortable there. Because you know you're facing a plethora of different style of pitchers and different pitchers from year to year, but you just keep it going.
Runner goes, foul back.
Jason Bay was on the Red Sox. He was a bit of a Yankee killer for a stretch. Of course, David Ortiz, Big Papi.
Yeah.
Has great numbers against the Yankees over the years.
Big Papi's still bothered by that Achilles problem. Red Sox missing him as well.
3-2 again, runner going, and again it's foul back.
I think the one silver lining for the Red Sox this year has been sort of the youth movement. Some really talented young players that are exciting to watch. And of course, Siriaco on first base, and Middlebrooks when he's healthy. Two exciting young players coming up from your farm system that gives you a little bit of hope.
Siriaco's getting in some running, that's for sure. Another foul ball. Here are the two injuries. David Ortiz is longer on the DL than 15 days, but that's a DL that he's on because of an Achilles problem, which now has spread to the heel. And Will Middlebrooks is out for the season with a broken wrist. This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat. There's Middlebrooks.
Speaking of a broken hand or wrist, A-Rod was out there throwing the football again today. And one thing I noticed, he wasn't wearing a cast. Somebody else was catching the football for him. You know, sort of like when a quarterback is warming up, somebody catches the ball for him. That's what A-Rod was doing today. And he's still taking those swings with the right hand only, top hand only. Yeah, but it's getting to be closer and closer before he actually goes out and gets himself ready to play again.
Goes again, and the pitch is high, so Ellsbury wins that battle. Boy, this really has become an inning out of nothing. Hughes was really dealing and then threw away a potential double play ball. And here we are at first and second with one man out and one run in. Here's Carl Crawford. And there's a strike.
There's Crawford, was one of those 25 players on the DL early in the season. He was out with Wrist problem. Elbow bothered him as well. Talking about it, he might eventually need Tommy John surgery.
And it's so weird what they're doing. They're trying to gauge, are we in it or not? Because when you get Tommy John surgery, it's a year. So if he gets it today, he'll be back next August. But if he waits till the end of the season, he's going to miss the whole season. So are they in it or not? I guess they think they're in it. Now, it should take less than a year for a position player, but he's still going to miss a good portion of the season if he waits till after the season's over.
And you know what? Can you play him while his arm is not completely healed? Does he become your designated hitter? What are you going to do with Big Papi? I mean, he's there.
Grounded foul. There's one happy kid.
Oh, yeah.
There's the difference right there. The kid goes right to the phone to do a text. 6-year-old texting.
The 1-2. Popped up. Casey McGee sees this one and makes the play for the second out.
Once again, another good changeup from Phil Hughes. Got Crawford well out in front. He popped it up.
Kenny's right, and it's the speed that gets him. As you see, it's down and trying to work its way to the outside corner, and Crawford way out in front.
Now, David, I'm anxious to know, when you were growing up, you knew you wanted to be a pitcher. Did you learn a breaking ball, curveball, or slider before you learned your changeup?
Yes, without a doubt.
You did.
There's nothing sexy about a changeup. You know, to make the ball move, to make the ball curve for every young guy.
My point is, I would think I would teach youngsters to throw a changeup first.
I think a lot of young kids are being taught that now, and rightly so, before they learn how to start snapping their wrist.
Avoid that Tommy John surgery as long as you can.
First and second, 2 outs. Hammered deep to left field. There it goes. See ya. A 3-run home run for Pedroia. We told you it's his 29th birthday, and that's the 3rd birthday home run he's ever hit. And just like that, the Red Sox lead 4-3.
Kind of been the problem, you know, trying to go down and away to righties and not getting the ball there on a 1-0 pitch. You can see Phil Hughes just a little too quick with his mechanics. The ball will drift middle in at best. Pedroia loves that pitch, just high enough, about belt high.
Yeah, he's always been a good high ball hitter.
That gives him a 12-game hitting streak as well.
Yeah, solo shots aren't going to bother you. It's those 3-run homers.
That's the toughest pitch for a right-handed pitcher to command, is that left side of home plate. But you've got to have perfect mechanics. You've got to hold on to the ball just a little longer to hit that outside corner on righties or into lefties. I always judge my mechanics by that particular pitch, warming up in the bullpen. Down and away.
One, two.
Pitching coaches talk about glove side mechanics and arm side mechanics. The glove sides of the plate is harder because you've got to hold your shoulder in there a little bit longer and hold onto the ball a little bit longer to get it down and away where he was trying to throw it to Pedroia. The mistake usually drifts over the middle of the plate, as that one did.
Check swing, 2-2. 28th home run allowed by Phil Hughes, and he's now tied with Irvin Santana for the most in the American League. Lined right at Swisher, and that'll do it. A big error by Phil Hughes, and that kind of opened the gates as the Red Sox score fun 4 runs, 3 on Pedroia's homer. Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin'. Well, those runs in the 3rd inning for the Red Sox, all unearned, but they count. They don't count against Phil Hughes' ERA, but they count on the scoreboard as now Morales and the Red Sox lead 4-3. Top of the Yankee order, Derek Jeter will start it off. Ground ball up the middle. Aviles ranges behind second and throws the ball away. And we'll see how they score that. And it's an E6.
Well, you see the ball isn't hit that hard on the label when Aviles gets there. But once again, just on the transfer, doesn't get a good grip and tries to heave it over there anyway. You see right here on the transfer, he can't quite get his fingers on the ball the way he needs to.
It makes you wonder how wet that ball is when he picks it up. Does he get the good grip on it? It appears that the grip wasn't a problem. Maybe getting his feet set. That was the deal. The throw is wide and Jeter is safe at first. Gonzalez does the right thing by leaving the bag and coming up with the ball. If he gets by him, Jeter could be at second with nobody out.
Here's Nick Swisher, a home run in the 1st inning. Bounced up there 1-0. Nick has now had at least 1 run scored and 1 ribby in each of his last 6 games, and that's the longest such streak since A-Rod did it in 6 games back in 2008. And Nick has a home run flair when it comes to milestone home runs. 200th home run was a grand slam. His 100th hit was a home run. That's what he's done in the last 6 games, 348. Strike, 1-1.
It seems like ever since Joe Girardi moved him up to the 2nd spot, Nick has caught fire. This is a good place to hit, right in front of Robinson Cano. People would say moving Curtis Granderson down. He has a home run tonight too.
You hope that the versatility of the switch hitter and the 2-hole pays off, and it has, and you hope you see Granderson get those home runs with more men on base.
Fly ball left field. Crawford makes the play.
It's a little off the end of the bat. Didn't quite get a little too quick. Had a good swing at it though. Just off the end there. That's why the ball didn't quite jump off the bat that time. Still a good swing by Nick Swisher.
Here's Cano, struck out looking in the first inning. Almost got Jeter sleeping there. Jeter had to lunge back.
Jeter now talking to Scott Barry, the first base umpire. Is this a balk? And you know what? It looked like his front foot went behind the rubber, which means you have to throw the ball home.
That's exactly what Jeter's talking about, saying, well, hey, wait a minute.
If we could see that again from the side angle there, it looked as though his right foot went behind the rubber. And if you do that as a left-handed pitcher, watch the right foot. Does it go behind the rubber? You have to throw the ball home.
And not only that, you got to kind of try to step towards first base too. Very close on both counts. Jeter thinks so.
Driven deep to right field. Going back, Posednik on the track. He leaps and he makes the play as Jeter heads back to first. So Posednik took an extra base hit away from Cano.
I think, David, this is another one that wasn't quite on the sweet spot. That might have gotten out. It looked like it might have hit the top of the wall. We'll get a better look here. It would have been close. Good play by Posednik in right field. Timing his leap, not quite Rajai Davis you saw in Toronto, but still a pretty good play. And I think that got in on the label just enough that Cano didn't quite drive it.
Just enough, yes.
That sweet spot is not very big, maybe about 3 to 4 inches. If you miss either way, the ball's not quite going to jump.
And that'll bring up Andrew Jones. See it more toward the label.
Yep.
Pitch outside, 1-0. Fly ball left center. Ellsbury is there, and he'll put it away for the final out as all three outfielders got a put out. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 man left. Let's go to the fourth. Red Sox lead by 1. LTE, America's fastest 4G network. Last season, Jacoby Ellsbury became the first Red Sox player to have 30 home runs and 30 stolen bases in a season. Now, who are the only two Yankees to have a 30-30 season? Good question. Cody Ross leads off and hits a foul ball down the left field line. Cody Ross is like that old car in the winter. It takes him a while to get started. His first time up, he has a 190 batting average. Second time up, a 318 batting average. Third time up, 367. And the car just went down.
Flat tire.
Full swing, too. Full swing right off your leg.
No pain like self-inflicted pain.
Right on the side of the knee.
Yeah, he's still walking this off. You saw Russell Martin go after the mound to talk to Phil Hughes. Just give Ross a little bit more time.
The 0-2. Buzzed him upstairs, 1-2. It was a breaking ball high, maybe change high, but it was up in the zone, 2-2.
As David said, the rare right on right changeup.
And that's a right on right fastball foul back.
Kind of see Phil, trying to change his arm angle to bury that fastball down and away on that last pitch. So you can see he's aware of the adjustment that needs to be made and the problems of trying to locate away from a right-handed batter. It's a very important pitch for a four-seam fastball pitcher.
Cody Ross with the eye black, and during a night game, and you can see maybe because of the rain, it's kind of smeared a bit. I've never seen a pitcher with eye black. A pitcher wear eye black?
I saw Nolan Ryan wear it one time.
Really?
And I think Clemens did once.
Make him look even more sinister out there?
I think Clemens wore it the time they got thrown out of that playoff game against the A's. He had eye black on.
Those guys didn't need any help.
Maybe pitchers just don't have high cheekbones. Two. He goes around, so Cody Ross strikes out. This day in Yankee history is brought to you by Nissan. Nissan's Summer Saving Days event ends September 4th. To visit choosenissan.com. Hurry into your local Nissan dealer. We go back to 1976. Greg Nettles homers on the first pitch in the bottom of the ninth inning, give the Yankees a 2-1 walk-off win against Texas.
I remember Nettles doing that to the Orioles over across the street, a walk-off. It wasn't called walk-off in those days. And I think it was later than what inning was that? It said it was the ninth. It was later now. It's extra innings. And Nettles hit a home run off Tippy Martinez. And before the ball hit the seats, Frank Sinatra was singing New York, New York. Whoever's on charge of that button, been holding that button for I don't know how many innings. Nettles hit that ball. I remember walking in from right field here. Frank Sinatra singing.
Cue Sinatra.
Yep.
1-2.
Good clutch hitter. Great nuts. Good high fastball hit.
In the old days, at the old Yankee Stadium, a win you'd get Sinatra's New York, New York. A loss you'd get Liza Minnelli's New York, New York. But I think now it's always Sinatra. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Saltalamacchia down on strikes.
Phil Hughes has to put last inning behind him. Make that his bad inning of the night. Just go from there. Pitch like he did the first two innings. And this is passing high fastball by Saltalamacchia. Twice he has struck him out on the same pitch.
Good pitch, up and away. Say it a lot with Hughes in the four-seam style, pitching to 4 quadrants. Up and in, up and away, down and in, down and away. You got to have all 4 quadrants.
Line into right field. It's a base hit for Mike Aviles. He's 2 for 2 against Hughes.
Aviles kind of smiling. He's looking out at Andrew Jones in right field. Jones looked at first like he might be thinking, I've seen that play. I've seen a right fielder throw out a runner at first on what should have been a base hit. Remember Larry Walker? Had a great arm. Gold glove outfielder. I've seen him throw a runner out at first base. Is Andrew looking? No, not quite yet. Better run a little harder next time.
Yeah, especially on the AstroTurf fields. Ball gets to the outfielder quickly.
Yeah.
Strike to Posednik.
Walker was a great all-around player. He could do everything. Trying to think of a player nowadays that reminds me of him, because he was big and strong and fast, powerful. Think of anybody, Cole?
You know, he isn't in Josh Hamilton, maybe.
Yeah, Josh Hamilton.
Sky high pop up to Cano. He'll put it away, and that'll do it here in the 4th. No runs a hit, no errors, 1 man left. Coming up this inning, we're going to see Curtis Granderson and Russell Martin. Can they do it again? Can they go back to back? They did it in the 2nd. Coming up in the 4th. By Verizon last season, Jacoby Ellsbury became the first Red Sox player to have 30 home runs and 30 stolen bases in a season. Who are the only 2 Yankees to have a 30-30 season? I think Soriano did it once. And Bobby Bonds, the 1 year he played for the Yankees. Yankees traded Bobby Mercer to get Bobby Bonds, and then they traded Bobby Bonds to get Ed Figueroa and Mickey Rivers, and that kind of started that championship run.
Bobby Bonds was with the Yankees when the old Yankee Stadium was being refurbished, and the Yankees played at Shea Stadium that year.
That Medved guy we got down in the truck, he's pretty good.
Yes, he is.
He comes up with some good ones.
Sometimes they're too good. Although tonight I understand it's Ryan Rutherford in the truck.
Sorry, Ryan.
Yeah. Nolan Ryan Rutherford. Tough.
That was a good one, Ryan.
2. And Casey McGee now looking.
You can see why the Red Sox like Morales in that rotation. I mean, you can run it up to 95, and this is 75 miles an hour. So 25 miles an hour off of that fastball comes that curveball.
Yeah, Hughes has 4 strikeouts all swinging. Morales has 3 strikeouts all looking.
Since the start of last season, Granderson has 26 home runs against left-handed pitchers after his second inning blast against Morales. First pitch is up and away, 1-0. One and more. Breaking ball, strike 1 and 2. (4-3) Red Sox lead. All 4 Red Sox runs, unearned runs. Count 2-2. Back. Granderson his 31st home run in the second inning. It is 69th run batted in.
Coming into this game, Red Sox had scored 583 runs collectively and given up 547.
That was close. That's run differential is a big number. And I think the Yankees have done quite well, maybe the best.
Yankees also have very good numbers, but it just doesn't match up. You know, the Pythagorean says they should be 63 and 56 on the record. Not that that always holds true, but generally speaking, you score that many more runs than you give up, you think you'd be above 500. So what gives in Boston? Well, the top of the rotation. You know, this guy and Buchholz, your 3 and 4 starters, really pretty good. Lester and Beckett on the top end can get it going down the stretch. They could still make a run.
Slow roller, charging is Siriaco. Fields fires, and he gets Granderson for the second out.
The problem for the Red Sox have been close games. They have a losing record in extra inning games. They have a losing record in 1-run games and a losing record in 2-run games. As we watch Siriaco, who's made a couple of nice plays, including this one. He decides to go with the glove and throws out Granderson for out number 2.
The Pythagorean is, you know, sort of a phrase invented by Bill James, who works for the Red Sox. He's godfather of sabermetrics. And a formula is based on how many runs you score, how many you give up, where your record should be on average, regression to the mean type theories.
So I think coming into the night, the Yankees were plus 103. And that's how you have a winning record like they do, the best record in the league.
There's sometimes that doesn't work out, that theorem, because last year the Diamondbacks were outscored and they made the playoffs. So it should lead you to believe that they should have a winning record. What a play by Aviles. And that'll do it. So some leather being flashed there by the Red Sox shortstop as the Yankees go down in order. He takes a base hit away from Russell Martin. We're going to the 5th. Siriaco will lead it off for the Sox. Family Feud moves to 5 p.m. Join Steve Harvey every weeknight for a full hour of big-time fun and outrageous survey answers. Think your family could win fast money? It's time to play the feud. Weeknights at 5 p.m. starting September 10th on My 9. Always wanted to host that show.
You
Never
know
gonna
what?
happen.
I was just thinking the same thing. Steve Harvey wants to take a little vacation for a week. Let Michael do it.
Thank you, Kenny.
Yeah.
Here's Siriaco, and that one is a fly ball to left field. Ichiro Suzuki makes the play for the first out.
I see you right now, just hugging people. Sorry, wrong answer.
Channeling Richard Dawson. 4-3 Red Sox lead on the scoreboard, brought to you by the New York Lottery. Hey, you never know. Here's Ellsbury. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and run scored.
Keep trying to think what Paul O'Neill would say about that, Michael, but I'm going to keep it to myself.
Base hit to left field. Thank you, David.
About being the host of a Family Feud?
Yeah, it's like, wait, just don't lean in too hard when you're kissing them. You might drop a headbutt on them and break them to their knees.
So you weren't going to do it, and then you did it. And as Flaherty would say, that's a shot.
Just I was Paulie's channeling me.
You know what it is? We've done 8 games in a row. That's it. You have to take a shot. Here's Carl Crawford.
Coney's worked 8 games.
8 games in a row.
Wow, it's like being a reliever now, Coney. On call all the time.
Popped up. Shallow left. Nick's back. Coming on is Ichiro, and he makes the play.
We're talking about Ichiro's speed and being able to cover a lot of ground in left field, and this is an example of it. Easier play for the outfielder coming in. And he makes a sliding catch. And what I like here, not only does he make the catch, look where he looks immediately. Looks back towards first base. Do I have a play? Do I have a chance to double somebody up? The slide, the concentration, hangs on. The ground does not cause a fumble. Starting to get into that football talk now.
That was a good long divot he took with his knee, too.
Pedroia. The difference in this game is 3-run home run in the 3rd inning. There's a strike. Red Sox lost the first 2 games of a 3-game set in Baltimore, and then the owners showed up yesterday, which is never really a good sign. And they ended up winning that game before they got out of town. But Tom Werner and John Henry and Larry Lucchino were all there. Ground ball up the middle. Cano positioned perfectly, beats Ellsbury to the bag, and that'll do it. We're halfway through. 4-3 Red Sox. Knicks, Ichiro, and Jeter coming up. by Men's Warehouse. You're going to like the way you look. Your Tri-State Ford dealers. And by Prudential. Bring your challenges. A rare Gate 8 look. New York Lottery 4-3 on that scoreboard as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Still rain in the forecast, so this would make it an official game. And Jason Nix will lead it off. Pitch is high. Big crowd on hand here at the stadium. They've stayed through the rain. Lofted to right center. Posednik is there for the first out. And that's going to bring up Ichiro Suzuki.
It's interesting. You watch the routines of hitters when they come to the plate. Ichiro has that deep knee bend.
A nice cheer from the crowd too. They're into it. You know, they're happy he's here.
You see those deep knee bends from sumo wrestlers in Japan. I wonder if he took it from them. Of course, Jeter holds the right hand up before he gets set in the box. And you think of all the youngsters, you know, playing in playgrounds around New York. Now they have a new hitter to kind of mimic as they come to the plate. So every young player in the playgrounds does that deep knee bend and gets up and points the bat at the pitcher, swings the bat around.
Like a pre-shot routine, huh, for a golfer?
Popped up.
Should have used more club.
Pedroia puts it away for the second out. And that's going to bring up Jeter.
Morales, a good fastball tonight.
He's retired 8 straight. Kind of settled down after the home run barrage in the first 2 innings.
We've seen him up to 97 on the top end. 96 miles an hour to tie up Ichiro on that last pitch. Morales isn't one of those guys that gives you the big motion. You know, it's a really compact delivery. And right when he releases the ball, it's maximum effort. So that's the deceptive part. It's not like a big Goose Gossage windup. It's all arm speed. That can be very deceptive. Doesn't look like he's going to throw the ball 96. Nice and compacted and wham. Talk about a fast arm.
Some scouts saw that at a very early age. The Rockies signed Morales when he was 16 years old. 16. Missed the prom, everything.
Sure he can get a date now.
Pitch is high. Foul back.
Think about Jeter's impact on the younger generation since he came up. Still, even the youngsters identify with Jeter. You know, I think, Kenny, that he's turned, you know, if you're a middle-of-the-road New York City baseball fan and you could go to the Mets or the Yankees, Jeter's had the impact on 2 or 3 generations now of switching them to Yankee allegiance.
From 8 to 80.
Work the count full. 3-2, 2 outs. And Morales deals. That one's drilled deep to left field. There it goes. See ya. Tie game. Jeter's 250th career home run, his 10th of the season. It's 4-4.
Changeup that wasn't located very well, at least from a Red Sox standpoint. From a Yankee standpoint, it ends up in a good location. Up and in, turns the hands in, and he becomes the 10th Yankee with 10 or more home runs this year. A BB into the seats ties the ball game. Michael, you didn't have much time to give a see you on that one.
Quick see ya. 4 home runs for the Yankees, accounting for all 4 runs. Bobby Valentine goes out and tosses Morales. So he is now tied with Greg Nettles for 9th place on the Yankees franchise home run list. And you see number 80 there is Jorge Posada. Happy birthday goes out to Jorge.
Yeah.
Today is his 41st birthday.
Yankees have 4 hits, all homers.
There he is, a Jorge sign here. That home run for Jeter extends his hitting streak to 13 straight. Count 1-1 on Swisher. He has one of the Yankees' 4 home runs. 2-1. So Hughes is now off the hook on the losing side as they go out and pitch the way he's been pitching the last couple of innings. We're in the bottom of the 5th, 4-4. Identical lines, 4-4-1 each side, Red Sox and Yankees.
Yeah, Morales didn't pitch against the Yankees this year. He would only give up 3 home runs. He's given up 11, 8 of them to the Yankees.
3-1. Jeter has a very roundish statistical line at this point. 320, 10 homers, and 40 runs batted in after that home run. Fouled away. He's having a phenomenal season at the age of 38, defying all of the predictions that you have to have a big drop-off when you get to be that age. He's just having a super season.
13-game hitting streak now. Jeez.
3-2. And Swisher walks. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Clayton Mortensen beginning to warm. 75 pitches for Morales. Cano flirted with a home run, drove Pasetnik back to the wall in the 3rd. Cano is 0 for 2 and 1 for his last 17 as his average now at .309. That one's foul. Driven out to center field. Ellsbury right there, and that will do it. But the Yankees tie the game. 1 run on 1 hit, 1 left. That 1 hit, the 10th home run for Derek Jeter, his 250th career blast, and a 4-4 game as we go to the 6th. Giveaway when the Yankees conclude their series with the Blue Jays. The first 10,000 guests 14 and younger will receive a limited edition Yankee Stadium exclusive tie beanie balls named Fastball. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com. Visit the stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. Adrian Gonzalez showed bunt, pulled back, took a ball out of the zone. It's 1-0. Gonzalez is 0 for 2. Pop to the catcher, a great play by Martin. And then lined out to the first baseman, Swisher. 4-4 game. 4 solo home runs for the Yankees. That's their offense. 4 unearned runs for the Red Sox. That's their offense. And a big 3-run home run in the middle of that 4-run third inning for the Red Sox by Dustin Pedroia. As we move along here in the 6th, we'll give you the out-of-town scoreboard, which is brought to you by Chase. Take a step forward with Chase Quick Pay by sending money as easily as sending an email. Gonzalez, Ross, and Saltalamacchia here in the 6th against Hughes. Ground ball up the middle. Nix is right there. They had him played perfectly. 1 out.
Phil Hughes has probably thrown more changeups in this start already than he has in his previous 5 starts. Definitely came in with a changed mindset to this game, how he was going to approach this Boston lineup, especially the left-handed hitters.
Kind of gets those hitters in the in-between mode. They're not quite fast enough for the fastball, and they're too fast for the changeup.
Ground ball to Nix. And there's 2 away.
The more you see Nix play the field at any position, the more solid he looks. Excellent hands and arms and range. I mean, he really fits in well in his role for the Yankees here, especially on this team where he could start third base, shortstop, and second base in 3 consecutive nights. And if you need him, you can go on to the outfield as well.
He's got some big hits too for the Yankees this year. I'm thinking in particular that pinch hit bases clearing double in Seattle. that won the ball game late in the ball game, and it was a day game. Final game of that look in the afternoon.
Yeah, it was a tough West Coast swing too, and they really needed that hit after Oakland really took it to them.
You know what this pitch does, you can see the target's inside. Phil Hughes definitely missed the target, but what it does, it helps him with his changeup away. You know, all of a sudden you're not apt to jump out of that outside corner, puts him in the spin cycle. Salt Lamacchia, we get to read his full name.
Check swing pop up. Cano makes the play in a 1-2-3 inning for Phil Hughes. Got the last out on a change. Andrew Jones will lead off the bottom of the sixth. 4-4 game. Including Scott and Todd from New York's WPLJ as they dish on all the hottest celebrity news. Tune into Dish Nation weeknights at 6 and 11 p.m. starting September 10th here on My 9. Well, we go to the bottom of the sixth inning. It's been a Bronx Bomber night. Home runs by Swisher, Granderson, Martin, and Jeter, all solo shots. And that's the Yankee scoring, so it's easy to recap.
Talking to Andrew Jones prior to the game around the batting cage, and he was talking about yesterday's home run that he hit here, that laser that he hit down the left field line. It was barely fair, and at the time it tied the ball game. There's Andrew Miller warming up in the Red Sox bullpen. And he gave Derek Holland a big compliment. He was throwing Price-like yesterday, like David Price. That's how hard he was throwing.
0-2.
Yeah, this is the one that tied the game. Some sort of off-speed pitch that he barely kept fair.
Off the glove, slowed it down for Pedroia. And Jones is out. I believe it hit the glove of Morales. If it did, it's a 1-4-3. We'd have to take a look. Let's see. No.
No. Looked like it was a cue ball off the end of the bat.
Just missed it, so it's just a 4-3. Morales now faces Casey McGee, who is 0 for 2. Not anymore. There's a base hit. He's 1 for 3.
That didn't touch his glove either. It's the Yankees' first hit that stays in the ballpark. solid single to center field.
Getting a lot of good swings in his playing time.
Up and out over the plate and drilled right back through the middle.
Seems to get good at bats. You know, he noted for his power to right field. His home run with the Yankees was pulled to the second deck in Toronto, and then robbed from Rajai Davis on his attempted second home.
That's one of the best catchers I've ever seen. He had plenty of elevation.
Count 2-0 to Granderson. Jump to get out of the way of that. And the count 3-0.
And Cody, you worked this game, you call it.
Well, he did. You know, this has gone all the way, and this is above the rim. That wall is 10 feet high. Perfectly timed.
Wow.
Halfway up the box on the NBA rim.
Brian Anderson, who does games for TBS and is the Brewer announcer, when the Yankees got McGee, he texted me, said, one of the best human beings I've ever covered in all of baseball. Supposed to be a great, great guy. And I told McGee that. He said, he's lying. Swing and a miss. Trying to go yard right there. Count 3-2.
Well, McGee looks like a pretty good turnaround. You know, you got him from the Pirates for Chad Qualls, who was probably going to be designated for assignment when Jabba Chamberlain came back. So,
and the Yankees got coverage at third and at first, and maybe DH certain days. It was just after A-Rod was injured. I'll tell you what, as a general manager, you certainly have to have your ear to the ground and have a pulse on what's going on around baseball. Who might be available, who isn't. When can you swing a quick deal?
Pretty much got something for nothing.
3-2. Foul back. Still throwing hard, 96 miles an hour.
And of course, I'm talking about Brian Cashman of the Yankees making that deal in particular.
It's no knock on Chad Qualls, but he was just in the numbers game, was going to be released. And Casey McGee looks like a find.
Some lightning overhead, lighting up the sky. Fouled away.
Granderson's been just around it now. He did hit the home run tonight, but he's been just around these fastballs, fouling them back. There's another good pass in one, just a little late, maybe just a little too high. Couldn't get on top of it.
This will be the 9th pitch of the at bat. Red Sox wearing the number 6 on their sleeve to honor the memory of Johnny Pesky. Passed away early this week at the age of 92 years. 73 years in pro baseball, 61 years with the Red Sox. That one's driven deep to right field. Setting it back. It's over his head. One hop up against the wall. McGee will go to third. And Granderson stops at first. Played well out there by Pasednik. And the Yankees have runners on the corners.
Well, we said he was all over the fastball. Just missed it and fouled it back. And After the curveball 3-2, the grounded foul, he was out in front, came back with another heater, and this time he didn't miss it. Slips out of the box, got on top of this one, in fact, too much so, had overspin. Posednik, as Michael called it, did a good job of coming up with this. His ball could have easily gotten over his head for a double. Instead, he's going to hold Granderson to a single and keep the double play in order. The Yankees have runners at first and third as McGee makes it to third base.
Bobby Valentine will take the ball from Morales. Russell Martin's due up. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Verizon Fios quantum speed, internet twice as fast as anything America has ever seen. That's going to do it for Morales. The 2 runners on base are his responsibility. And Valentine didn't want him facing Martin. Martin had a home run and then was robbed of a hit. A great play by Michael Vilas in the 4th. So he brings in the right-hander Clayton Mortensen. 15th game, 17 hits in 28 and a third innings. Too many walks, but 19 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 177 against him. Bobby back to the bullpen.
Mortensen's been up and down between Pawtucket, the Red Sox AAA ball club, and the International League, and a few times, more than once this year. And he's going to get the call here in a tough situation. First and third, 1 out. And the Yankees threatening to take the lead here in the 6th inning.
Of course, Bobby Valentine in a position where he can take no chances. It's a big series for the Red Sox, and he's got to manage as if this were a playoff game almost.
You've got McGee at third, Granderson at first. They're playing a double play depth.
Couple of things working here for the Yankees, and one of them, the possibility of Granderson stealing to take away the double play possibility, at least on a ground ball. Watching Mortensen's first delivery there, he's got a fairly high leg kick. So those are the things that the Yankees scout, and certainly Mick Kelleher would inform Granderson of how much time he has. Morton's a pretty tall individual to begin with, so it might take him a little while to get all those arms and legs unlimbered on a pitch to the plate.
Two 2-0.
These are the things you work on in batting practice during the course of the day. Punch the high leg kick. And he drops back. He's taking a little while to deliver the ball. These are things you work on in batting practice. Your situational hitting. As we look at the Red Sox bullpen this season, kind of middle of the road in the American League.
Well, converting only 64% of saves. There's a strike.
The Yankees have these games they play during batting practice, and Kevin Long, the hitting coach, is the judge now. This is one of those situations. First and third, one out. Fly ball gets a decent fly ball gets the job done. And now as a hitter, you have a favorable count. On this particular pitch, you can pick and choose.
4 straight sliders from Mortensen. So couple that, the off-speed pitches with the slow delivery, and Granderson's got an opportunity. It'll be 5 straight.
The old Jeff Nelson.
The Red Sox are thinking the same thing, and one way you stay out of double play is have the runners on the move, or have the runner at first on the move, not the runners, the runner on first on the move.
Two.
He helped them out. It's not what you want. 3-1. That would have been ball 4.
See, it's the 5th straight slider. So you see the spin down and away. If ever there was a time to throw a fastball, coming up would be it. But Martin, anticipating fastball, gets another slider out of the zone.
Back.
I've always felt when as a hitter, when you get ahead on the count, your discipline has been good to that point. It has to elevate after each pitch. After you get ahead 2-1, you're disciplined. You really want something you can hit. 3-1, this is your prime time situation. 3-2, same situation. This is where you really have to make the pitcher throw a strike and work hard.
You look at slider. I mean, you've seen 6 straight sliders. So
I've been on the other side of the plate.
3-2. 7 straight.
Yep.
Martin down on strikes.
And I'm not so sure this was a strike.
It's not. It's a good one though, but it's not a strike. But it has the illusion of a strike. So right about there. It's a good quality slider. That's probably why he's throwing it all the time.
That'll bring up Jason Nix. Nix 0 for 2 against Morales. Now facing Mortensen. There's a strike.
The whole premise as a hitter, you go up there to hit, but you got to be willing to accept the walk, to move it along for the next guy and keep the pitcher in deep water.
Now, David, do hitters just overthink? I mean, all he's doing is throwing sliders. So do they keep in the back of their mind, well, he's got to throw me a fastball?
I think Russell Martin might have got caught there on the 3-2 pitch, maybe guessing, but Obviously, it's his signature pitch. He gets good quality break on it. He's got a lot of confidence in it. We have yet to see a fastball, so I can't really tell you how good it is.
Punched out to right field, a base hit. The Yankees take the lead. Scoring is McGee. Moving to third is Granderson. It was another slider, and Nix took it the other way, and the Yankees are up 5-4.
He went to the well once too often. And Nix, that pitch might not even been a strike, but he went and got it, looking for slide. He's in the on-deck circle seeing slider, slider, slider. That was not a strike. And he still punches it into right field for a base hit. That is excellent hitting, particularly with 2 strikes.
It was up enough just so that he could do this. Serve it into right field. Morales can't bear to watch.
That's his run that just scored.
Here's Ichiro.
We've just been talking about how Jason Nix has helped the Yankees and gotten some big hits late in ball games. That's another example. I pointed out the game in Seattle where he came off the bench and hit a bases clearing double. That was not an easy pitch to hit, that one.
He's 7 for his last 22, hitting now over 320 with runners in scoring position this year. The 1-0. 2-0.
One thing I think we've seen lately for the Yankees as a team, they are starting to hit better with runners in scoring position, much more so than they were early in the year when they were relying almost exclusively on the homers.
Bunted foul. Good thought as Siriaco was back.
No, that would have tested him. It's a veteran move, David.
On a 2-0 pitch, too. Catching everybody off guard.
Two and two. Swing and a miss. Dropped by Santalamacchia. Fires to first, and that will do it. But the Yankees take the lead. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. Let's go to the 7th inning. Yankees up by 1. Brought to you by your tri-state area Volkswagen dealers. Visit VWDealer.com. 3-run home run by Dustin Pedroia gave the Red Sox a 4-3 lead. Jacoby Ellsbury with a hit, and Mike Aviles with 2 hits and a run scored a ribby by Pedro Siriaco. And that's how the Red Sox did it so far over 6 innings against Phil Hughes. But the Yankees have retaken the lead. They lead 5-4 as Aviles takes inside. Bottom third of the order against the Yankee right-hander. And there's the scoreboard brought to you by Time Warner Cable. Enjoy all the things you love better. TV, internet, and home phone from Time Warner Cable. Pitch is high.
Got to believe that, Girardi's going to have Hughes on a short leash here. As Rapata's up and ready, backing him up.
Yeah, 3 of the next 4 hitters are left-handed hitters. So it appears as though it's mix and match time.
Ground ball to Nix. One away. You look at the board at 5-4, you go, wow, has Hughes really pitched that well? Then you consider that all 4 runs are unearned, and it's really his fault because he threw a double play ball into center field. The one thing that you see, though, is that, and David mentioned at the time, you have to get over that. You can't let yourself get down. That inning unraveled when it didn't have to get to that point, giving up the 3-run home run to Pedroia. Cedric fouls away.
He's shown a good changeup tonight, which is very encouraging. Still a little command issues here and there. The Pedroia home run was probably the biggest mistake of the night, but certainly showing adjustments tonight. Another look at that changeup right here.
Slap foul.
Very effective. All night long has Phil Hughes been with that pitch. See the 3-finger grip. And Posednik just barely spoiling it off the end of the bat. Posednik kind of trying to slap it the other way either way and still can't wait back.
2-2. Clicker says 98 pitches. 99. This is 100. Tap back to Hughes. 2 away. Now he's going to shut down one of them. Cody Epley. Siriaco. 1-0. Missed outside, 2-0. We're in the 7th here at the stadium, and the Yankees lead the Red Sox 5-4. Now 3-0 to Siriaco with Ellsbury on deck.
The pitch count gets over 100. You expect any major league bullpen to be busy.
Season high pitch count for Phil Hughes is 123. The 5th and the 6th really helped him out. 5 pitches and 9 pitches. 3-2. And the 123 pitch count game. That was a complete game against the Tigers. Grounded to third. McGee. He gets Siriaco. And Phil Hughes retires the last 8 Red Sox batters. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. At the end of 6 1/2, it's time for the 7th inning stretch. Yankees lead the Red Sox 5-4, but will stay right here to honor America in the Bronx.
And offer a moment of silent prayer as we remember the servicemen and women who are serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. Now, join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
Box Score brought to you by your tri-state area Volkswagen dealers. Visit VWDealer.com. Home runs aplenty. One by Jeter, one by Swisher, one by Granderson, one by Martin. And Jason Nix with a big clutch RBI single right. Little blooper into right field off Mortensen. And that's given the Yankees a 5-4 lead. That hit came in the 6th inning. Back to the top of the lineup and Derek Jeter. Grounded to third. Siriaco. One pitch, one out. Time Warner Cable scoreboard 5-4 Yankees lead. Jeter's home run in the 5th was his 250th. And now he joins Ricky Henderson, Willie Mays, and Craig Biggio as the only players with 3,000 hits, 300 stolen bases, and 250 home runs. He's pretty good.
2 of those 3 in the Hall of Fame, and Biggio will be eligible next year.
Swisher takes low, 1-0.
You know, the best part about that for Jeter is, you know, when he's accomplishing this, as we speak, he's leading the league in hits. So, no signs of slowing down.
lighten up Steve Donahue.
Looked like that was a frustration shakeup.
Derek this year, and tonight he's at DH, he has really excelled at the designated hitter role.
Difference between Jeter and Paul O'Neill. Paul O'Neill would tear up the water cooler. Jeter with a playful slap.
Turned him loose on 3-0. That's driven deep to right center. Ellsbury back on the track, looking up. See ya! Another home run for Swisher. One from the right side, one from the left, and the Yankees lead 6-4. Swisher's pretty locked in right now.
Yeah, I should say so. 9 runs batted into the Texas series. 2 more runs batted in tonight. A home run from each side of the plate. 3-0 pitch. This is his 19th multi-home run game in his career. Ellsbury looked like he might have had a chance. Then he broke it down right in the middle of the warning track, and good thing nobody was sitting there. Get up, get out. It's gone.
So the Yankees with their 5th home run tonight. They have a 6-4 lead. And Bobby V's going to have to go to his bullpen again. Nick Swisher is all smiles. Is brought to you in part by Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. Hyundai's summer drive sales event now through September 3rd. And by the all-new Skechers Go Run Ride. Go like never before with Skechers Performance. So Nick Swisher with a home run from the right side and the left side. That's the 12th time he's done that in his career. And where does that stand history-wise? Only Mark Teixeira has done it more, and he's done it 13 times. That's the most in Major League history for a switch hitter, and Swisher's next. Andrew Miller comes on to face Cano, and he backs up and takes a strike. A home run from the right side in the first, a home run from the left side in the 7th for Swisher. Ground ball to second. Pedroia. Nice play by the Red Sox second baseman for the second out. Here are the numbers on Andrew Miller. This is his 40th game, 3-1, 20 hits in 30 innings. So a whip of 1 and 34 strikeouts. Good numbers.
Yeah, very impressive. And you can see that he's held both righties and lefties down. 192.
Strike. Up the middle and through, a base hit for Andrew Jones.
Tony, the last time I saw the hop, skip, and the jump was in the Olympics.
Very true. 96 miles an hour coming in, about 106 going out.
Here's Casey McGee. BO 1. 1-1. Junichi Tazawa in the Red Sox pen. McGee hits one up the middle. Nice play by Pedroia. And he makes the out at first. And that will do it. But the Yankees get another run. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. The other run came off the bat of that man, Nick Swisher. We go to the 8th. Yanks up by 2. As well, the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Hyundai's Summer Drive Sales Event now through September 3rd. Rain is held up. Big crowd at the stadium. And the Yankees are up by 2. They blasted 5 home runs in this game. 5 solo shots. And 1 Jason Nix RBI single to right field. So the Yankees will go to the bullpen, and they're going to bring on David Robertson. As Phil Hughes went 7, gave up 4 hits, 4 runs, none earned. 4 walks, or 4 strikeouts and 1 walk, and those are the numbers on Robertson.
D-Rob, 56 strikeouts and 39 in the 3rd.
He's been a machine, really back into form.
Wednesday night against the Rangers worked a quick 1-2-3 inning with 2 strikeouts. Got Olt, Kinsler, and Andrews. And that's what the Yankees really want to see from him. If you really want to tone up any part of his game, it's that he doesn't throw too many pitches when he comes in. The fewer pitches he throws, the more often you can use him. 2-0. Red Sox, we mentioned, are 3-6 against the Yankees this year, and the total run scored would tell you why. Yankees have outscored the Red Sox 28-9 this season. There's a strike. Ground ball to Nix. And he gets Ellsbury for the first out.
Well, fans, tonight after the game, Mark Teixeira with a surprising revelation. Whose job would the Yankee first baseman rather have? Joe Girardi's or Michael Kay's? What's the future may hold someday for Tex. Well, the Verizon Files game wrap-up tonight on the 10 o'clock news on My 9. Oh,
wow.
What do you think?
I'm a little afraid.
Huh, you should be flattered.
If he wants mine, he's probably going to get it.
Yeah. He's going to be playing at least 10 more years.
Now you think I'm ready to step aside?
No.
By the way, he might get it now that I made this mistake. The Yankees have out-homered the Red Sox 28-9 this season.
What did you say?
Outscored. Out-homered. That one is off for Robertson, and it goes into right field. And that's going to be a double for Crawford.
Well, Robbie looks like he's walking okay after this kick shot. Not sure if it was the heel or the ankle, but that's a ricochet double.
Right down, they're out on the mound. Stevie Donahue out there doing the job. Right on the job, checking out David Robertson. And it looks like he's going to be okay.
Just shows you the margin for error. Andy Pettitte on a similar play ends up with a fractured ankle, a fractured leg. D-Rob just able to get sideways enough to ricochet that ball instead of taking a direct hit.
Here is Pedroia with a 3-run home run in the third inning. There's a strike. Good numbers against Robertson, 6 for 15. Two and one.
Great matchup here because Pedroia is such a good fastball hitter and a good high fastball hitter, and Robbie with that boring cutting high fastball.
2-1. High fly ball, deep left center field. Going back, Granderson. He's on the track. He'll make the play in front of the wall. As Crawford heads back to second.
That's an example of different ballpark, different outcome. Fenway Park, certainly a different story. But Troy gets a lot of this one, the deep left center field here at Yankee Stadium. And you can see Granderson on the run. He's going to appear in your picture and make the play in the middle of the warning track. And this is, your feelings get hurt about right here. Oh my goodness, I hit that one pretty good.
Can't believe it.
A lot of real estate out there. And Gonzalez grounds one to Swisher. He'll take it himself, and that'll do it. A scoreless eighth for David Robertson. No runs ahead, no errors, one man left. We go to the bottom of the eighth. Granderson's going to lead it off. Take more pleasure in beating? Is it A, the Red Sox, or B, the Mets? Text A or B to 70377 or go to my9tv.com. Find out the results right after the game. It's Take on Russ, brought to you by Toyota. Andrew Miller is still in there. He'll face Granderson, Martin, and Nix. One and 0. Red Sox came into this game 12.5 games behind the Yankees. Bobby Valentine said before the game, we've got to do something soon. They are running out of time, and he felt that they had to do something this weekend. He wouldn't articulate what something meant. But I almost thought that in order to catch the Yankees, you pretty much have to sweep this weekend. If you take 2 out of 3, you've only closed it to 11.5, and there aren't that many games left.
Well, I don't know if he's thinking about the Yankees or thinking about the wild card. You know, I think you think about the wild card first. But there's a lot of teams in front of them in the wild card situation. Not everybody's going to lose every day. You're going to stay the same against some certain teams.
They have not had a good August, and that's not a good sign. 5-10 in 15 games. And right now, Baltimore and Tampa Bay sit atop the wild card. And then you've got Detroit, Oakland, and L.A. ahead of Boston. And they are 6.5 out of the wild card, the Red Sox. I mean, you can give all the numerical permutations you want. They've got to win games. They have not been winning games.
Yeah, that's the bottom line.
Swing and a miss. Granderson down on strikes.
Not only do they have to win games, they need an amazing streak. You know, they need a 10-game winning streak. They need a 12 out of 13.
Yeah, they need to sweep series and hope that there's teams in front of them. They don't hope some of them don't get hot as well.
Well, Bobby Valentine will go to the bullpen again. Just consider this stat as we go to break. Since September 1st, when they began their collapse last year, the Red Sox are 65-80. The simple truth could be maybe they're just not good enough. the Red Sox have to jump. So they're 4.5 behind the Angels. They're 6.5 out of a wild card. So it's going to be a tough haul for the Red Sox. It really is. They score runs, but somehow their pitching just doesn't get it done. And that's why when they lean on the fact that they've had so many injuries, well, most of the injuries, except for the guy on the mound right now, have come to their offense. They lost Ellsbury and Crawford, and David Ortiz is out. Pedroia was out for a while, but they've scored runs. They've scored enough runs to win. It's really been about their pitching. Andrew Bailey has pitched in one game. This was going to be their closer. This was a big blow for them. So their whole bullpen had to be reworked. They made a trade with Oakland to get Bailey. And he's from New Jersey, drafted by Oakland in the 6th round, one of the Rookie of the Year in 2009, and a 2-time All-Star. He'll face Russell Martin. Pitch outside.
Yeah, Bailey was injured in spring training. And not really sure how the injury occurred, but he injured his thumb, eventually needed surgery. And as Michael said, he's appeared in one game. He's supposed to be the closer, coming over from Oakland. And the deal, he came along with Ryan Sweeney in exchange for Josh Reddick, who's having a good year in Oakland. Raul Alcantara, the right-hand pitcher, and first baseman Miles Hand.
And when you look at Billy Beane, you can say all you want about Moneyball. People either believe in that process or not. But the way he turns his team over and trades guys that are good and gets guys that really help the team and are better, he's done that with his pitching staff a lot. There's an art to what he does out there with that.
Well, Reddick's had a tremendous season and been a big part of the A's fortunes. They're in the wild card as well.
Got to give their farm system a lot of credit because they're the ones that are drafting and developing all these young rookie pitchers. We saw them out in Oakland, Kenny. They were impressive against the Yankees.
Tommy Malone.
The 3-1. Strike. Martin thought it was ball 4. Yankees lead 6-4. And the pitch. Driven to left field. Going back Crawford. Still back on the track. He makes the play for the second out. Early this afternoon at the stadium, more throwing for Andy Pettitte off flat ground. They want to take it slow, get him his work in, but they don't need a setback because Andy said earlier this week, if I get another setback, I'm not going to come back this year. I won't be able to. There won't be enough time. So they want him to get his work in without pushing it to the point where he'll have a setback and it'll show on an X-ray. Here's Jason Nix and a strike.
With all the power the Yankees have shown tonight, it was Nix's hit on a pitch that might have been off the plate for a ball on an 0-2 pitch that gave the Yankees the lead.
See a little bit of the stuff that Andrew Bailey got the Rookie of the Year award for. 95 on the fastball and a really good slider at 88, upper 80s.
Swing and a miss. 94 upstairs, so Bailey comes on to get 2. The train is pulling out, but it's not over yet. Yankees and the Red Sox still have the 9th inning to go. Yankees lead 6-4.
Whose job would the Yankee first baseman rather have? Joe Girardi's or Michael Kay's? What the future may someday hold for Tax on the Verizon Files game wrap-up tonight on the 10 o'clock news on My 9.
I don't think there's any intrigue there. The fact that they used my job, of course he chose that. They could have said Bobby Flay instead of Michael Kay if it was Joe Girardi's job. So we'll see why. You have to watch to see why. Rafael Soriano will try to pick up his 30th save. It'll be Cody Ross, Jared Saltalamacchia, and Mike Aviles here in the ninth. Red Sox down by 2. And a strike. Ross 0 for 3. Fly to right, struck out, and grounded to short.
The nature of this game of baseball is Phil Hughes, just one misplay tonight opened the door for the 4 runs for the Red Sox in the 3rd inning. Other than that, he was just wonderful in this ballgame.
No, without a doubt, you're right, Kenny. It was his best changeup of the year.
Yeah. He allowed only 2 other hits in any other inning. A single in the 4th and a single in the 5th. And that was it.
Yeah, the air and the home run to Pedroia really hit the story of the night for Hughes. And the rest of it, very, very good. Definitely a change in approach once again as he continues to evolve.
1-2, swinging and a miss, got him. 1 away. $49,422 here at Yankee Stadium, the 9th sellout of the year. We told you this week that Soriano writes things in his hat to remind him of what he has to do in each game. And then he scribbles down one of those things behind the mound. You see him writing in the dirt with his finger. Pitch outside. The 1-0. 2-0. Five solo home runs for the Yankees and an RBI single by Jason Nix. That's the scoring. Strike. And for the Red Sox, all 4 of their runs came in the 3rd. The big blow, a 3-run home run by Dustin Pedroia.
One of Soriano's best features is he can throw that slider on any count. So for a closer, a bit unorthodox, but certainly unpredictable.
It looks as though he's changing speeds on it as well.
Got a lot of confidence in his slider. As Kenny said, he can take a little bit off of it, can throw it to both sides of the plate.
The 2-2. Popped up. Nix. 2 outs. And the Red Sox down to their final out. Red Sox in danger with one of the highest payrolls in baseball of not making the playoffs for their 3rd straight year. There's a strike. Big time players, big contracts, sellout crowds, and what a disappointment for that franchise if they do not make the playoffs for 3 straight years. Count 0-2 on Aviles. Stays alive.
Just got a piece of it.
And the 0-2. Popped up. Long run for McGee. Makes the play. And the Yankees win 6-4. So Soriano works a 1-2-3 ninth inning. And the Yankees, on the strength of 5 solo home runs, beat the Red Sox 6-4.
Another look at Casey McGee and the boarding house reach. He comes up with the biscuit. And the game's over.
Bobby Valentine watched it all the way, trying to will it foul. But it's been that sort of season. You can see the disgust. There was a will, but there was no way, as McGee hauled it in for the final out. We got awards to give out. We're going to wrap things up. Nick Swisher home run from both sides of the plate. The Yankees start off this 3-game set against their rivals with a 6-4 victory. Stay right here.